in my last video, An Elevator Proves Reality. You should go back and take a look at it. I put a level in an elevator and I put the camera behind it. Now, we learned that the horizon follows the level as you go up. This is how we see with our naked eye. That's important, because later on we're going to introduce magnification. But for right now, we're in an elevator. As we go up, we're going to go up about 40 feet. The horizon stays right on the level the whole time as we go up. It's irrelevant, but I know some of you are going to say, oh, you didn't go high enough. So let's take a look from an airplane 35,000 feet. So it's kind of cool. I had two phones with me. So in my right hand, I'm using the level app on one phone. And when in my left hand, I'm trying to shoot the top of the phone to show you how level we are. All right, so here we go. And boom, right there. It's perfectly level. Let's go up 4 times higher than an airplane. Okay, guy opens the door and boom, look. You can see the horizon is in line with the camera. Obviously, no matter how high you go, the horizon is going to be at eye level. Now, once in a while, you get a scumbag to show you something like this. They'll hold the camera down a little bit below the level, and they'll try to deceive you. Then they'll come up with a little drawing like this and say, "Oh, look! As you go up, there's the horizon drops." That's why a sextant works, because the horizon is always at eye level. Now, there's low magnification on a sextant, no more than 6 power, and there's a reason for that. You'll see later. Okay, so here we are standing next to the water. Now, whether the earth is flat or whether the earth is curved, the horizon should be down here, right? Either it should be at your feet or it should be even lower, right? So why do we see the horizon up here? Why do we see the horizon up there at eye level? It's because of perspective. Let me show you. Okay, remember in art class we learned about perspective? See this little kitty, this drawing here? Things come up to eye level. The sky comes down to eye level, and the railroad tracks to go up to eye level. Now, if the train was traveling away from you on these tracks, would it be going uphill? No. It's just perspective. Obviously, the drawing matches reality. Now, here's a photo of Lake St. Clair. Now, this is how it looks with your naked eye. Now, this is the vanishing point, or the horizon. Let's see how far things are. So here we are where we took the photo at the boat launch. Now let's cruise out here. There's some trees that are right here at 3.2 miles. Okay, now let's cruise out here. Here is Gull Island, 9.9 miles away. Okay, so this spot right here is 3.2 miles away, and these trees right here are 10 miles away. When we look out, let's see how much curvature we're looking at. Okay, I'm going to type in 6-foot viewing height. That's where the camera is, and then we're going to type in 10 miles for the target distance, the part that I showed you. We're going to hit calculate, and then come down here. Okay, so the distance to the horizon is 2.9 miles, and at 10 miles, there's 32 feet of curvature hidden. Now, with the naked eye, this makes total sense. Take a look at this right here. This is 3 miles right here. You can see the whole tree. And these trees at 10 miles right here are half gone because there's 32 feet of curvature. Let's look at a model of the earth. Okay, so these trees here are 3 miles away, and these trees are 10 miles away. Now, mainstream science, the media, your 3rd grade teacher, everybody told you we live on a ball, and the ball has a physical horizon, a geometric horizon. So that means that the Earth's curvature is blocking the trees in the background. There's no way you can see them. Back to the lake. Okay, now let's introduce magnification. We zoom in. On a clear day, you can see the tower on Gull Island that's 10 miles away. You can see the trees in their entirety and the ground even. It makes sense that the horizon is not a solid place. Here's a hallway. Look how it ramps up to eye level. Is the hallway floor curved? Let's overlay the hallway on top of the water. Now, if the hallway's not curved, why would the lake be curved? Back in the plane, here's the so-called vanishing point horizon right here. Okay, now let's introduce some magnification. Now, if you do globe math, you're only supposed to see a little bit over 200 miles. Some color adjustment. Here's Cabo San Lucas, almost 800 miles away. Obviously, the horizon is not a physical object. Let's just say that the horizon is physical for a moment. So when I zoom in, it just happens to appear above the horizon out of nowhere. Just like this curved hallway. Here's Bill Nye the Science Loser guy. He walks down the hallway, and then he walks around the corner. Can't see him anymore. But then we zoom in to the wall, and there he is. It's amazing. Okay, let's just say by some miracle I zoom through the water and I can see the whole island. Or the island pops up over the horizon. Now here's the problem with that. Okay, you're standing on a globe. Okay, I know it's not the scale. Yeah, the guy's not 500 miles tall. I get it. So calm down. Just for demonstration. So you're on a globe. You're looking this way. The horizon's at eye level. Obviously, it can't be geometric. What do you think? The globe orientates itself like this for you. So it's at eye level. What happens if you turn your head the other way? What happens if you look in this way now? You think it just reorientates itself this way? And now you can look at eye level there again? Obviously the horizon is not geometric. It's not tangible. It's not a physical object. Okay, so let's take this dude off and let's put an airplane there. Okay, so you're a pilot. You're flying. You think the horizon is physical? You're flying. I hear pilots say, we fly up and over. We use the Great Circle Route and we fly up and over to save time. How are you flying up and over? You should be going down and around. You live on a ball, remember? Let's see, you're flying 3 degrees up for hours and hours. You never touch the controls. The plane never changes orientation with the ground. The horizon ramps up to eye level, and you never get closer to it because it's not actually there because it's perspective. Congratulations, you're flying across a flat plane. You're not flying over anything. Am I driving up and over this road? Check this out. You lift to the right, it's at eye level. You look straight out, it's at eye level. You look to the left, it's at eye level. So the pilot looks to the right, and the Earth is doing this. And then at the same time, he looks to the left, and the Earth is doing this. It's a pretty silly argument, don't you think? So here we are in Cefalu. Now this is an awesome, beautiful place, right? Okay, now let's zoom into this little place right here. See that little restaurant right there? I took a photo from the inside. What a beautiful view, right? And notice where the horizon is. Does anybody think that the water is above the floor? A little further down is a cute little cafe. Same situation. Is the water above the floor? Does that horizon make any sense? Okay, here I am standing here, looking through the building, and I can see the horizon through the window. Okay, here's the beach down here, and then suppose we lived on a curved water, right? Now, how is I can see the horizon up here? It doesn't make any sense, right? It does make sense. It's called perspective. The water's flat, and then it ramps up to eye level. That's how it works. Anthony, what you don't understand is even though we live on a ball, the ground still ramps up to eye level due to perspective. Oh, really? Okay, number one, if it was perspective, then obviously it's not physical, is it? So you can't say a physical object is blocking something. It's due to optical limitations. Obviously, this is silly. The Earth is orientated this way? Yeah, okay. Number two, is it possible for the ground to ramp up to eye level if we live on a ball? Let's take a look. Okay, the road on the left, it ramps right up to eye level. That's because the road is flat. Now the road on the right, it's easy to see that it curves down and away from you and doesn't reach the vanishing point. And obviously, if we kept that curve going like a ball would, or a globe, obviously it would never reach the vanishing point. In this case, the ground meets the vanishing point because we live on a topographical plane. Okay, let's compare the curved road to our lake. You can see the lake ramps right up to eye level because it's flat. You would see the lake curve like the road, but you don't. And you can see the flat lake matches the flat road perfectly. So here's an animation. Now I can't show you in real because we don't live on a ball. Now you see on the left side, as you go up, the ground moves lower and lower because you get higher and higher. You're looking around, looking over the curve. Now on the right side, it matches the elevator. As you go up, it goes up to eye level. Back to the road. If it curved continuously like a sphere, as you went up in elevation, you would look down and it would do this, correct? You would look over and see more curvature. Or by some miracle, the ground on the other side of the curve that you can't see yet just pops up to eye level and boom, you live on a ball. So this guy is up 25 miles and the earth is supposed to curve down another 25 miles, so he's 50 miles off the horizon, yet it ramps right up to eye level. Yeah, okay. Now that you have a trained eye, look at this photo. The vanishing point is right here. You can see the ground pitches every different which way. The beach is basically flat, and the ocean ramps right up to eye level because it's flat. Eye level is here. You can see the ground pitches down and away. It's subtle, but your eyes can see it, no problem. Now let's introduce magnification to the vanishing point. Okay, we're at the beach with the high zoom scope, and wow, look at the sailboat. You can barely see it with your naked eye. And it's leveled up. Notice how it's above the horizon with magnification. I'm going to crank it down, and then we're going to level it up. When I level it, it's above the water. So now with magnification, it's no longer at eye level. But you can see when you're using your naked eye, it'll line right up with the horizon. The horizon's in the middle of the trees. You zoom in, and now the horizon is not at eye level anymore. It drops down. Here we're looking 4 miles and we got it all leveled up. Now with your naked eye, look where the horizon is. It's at eye level. Now when you zoom in, it's not at eye level. The horizon doesn't come up to eye level. So that makes sense. If the earth is flat, the horizon is at your feet. So it should come down. But some people will zoom in and say it's down. Oh, the earth is round. So you level the instrument using a bubble level or an electronic leveling system. Then you measure down to the horizon, and then you come up with a calculation of 0.004 arc minutes, and you're like, oh, the earth is round. Look, the calculation works. It's pretty silly, actually. How far are you shooting? When you have zoom, like some of these go from 20 to 30 power zoom, you know that the horizon lowers. I just showed you. And then how accurate is your instrument? If it's off a few thousands, you can be many, many feet off, and your angle's going to be wrong. So it's pretty silly, actually. Let's set up the instrument on the beach and let's shoot the horizon 180 degrees across the whole from one end to the other. Look at the mark, how it follows it. Absolutely amazing. You're spinning it from one side to the other. Now, that's how you level your turntable. If you're following nothing's flatter than the ocean, so you're gonna follow it around. And look at that. So now you got your turntable level. This measurement here is controlled by how good your equipment is, how level it is. Let's take a look. Okay, so we got it all set up squared, and we're looking about 3.5 miles away, maybe 4 miles. That is the flyer at the Turtle Club. So come over here, everything's all leveled out. We're on the beach here. Let me show you something. I'm just gonna crank this just an eighth of a turn. Just a little and look, an eighth of a turn is like 10 feet over the guy's head. I'll bring it back down. So let's put it 10 feet over the guy's head. Now watch the level up here. It's too sensitive. You can't even see it on the bubble level. So that's why I line up all the flags in a row. This way we're lining up actual markers all the same height. This way we're not actually counting on the equipment for accuracy. And we can also tell if the earth is curved. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. I tried to make it as short as possible. Look, squirrel. But I think you need to see things for yourself in order to understand it. Have a nice day.